you doing?
Good. How are
Good.
you doing? Do you prefer Dorothy, Dot, or Mrs. Fahn? Which do you
Oh
prefer?
God, not Mrs. Fun. Dorothy or Dot is fine. Either one.
Okay. All right,
Okay.
that works. So, your interview will probably be coming out between like Christmas or New Year's.
Okay.
Just because you're one of the we've got like a few more to air still, and we're trying to do it every other week so we don't sort of bog ourselves down with having to trim and cut video while also doing the podcast on a weekly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
So
lot of work.
what do you do for the holidays? What do you guys like to sort of
I mean,
celebrate?
we celebrate Hanukkah and Christmas,
Oh,
Do you?
okay.
so there's a whole lot going on.
Yeah.
But we don't do the like 8 presents for the 8 nights. We just light the candle and say the Baruch atah Adonai, whatever.
Right.
And that's fun. We like that. And we have a tree and we, put lights up and stuff and, the usual stuff.
Yeah.
See family when there's no pandemic.
Yeah.
Right. That's kind of that's made things complicated. Do you guys do anything special for New Year's?
No. we have the most
No.
boring New Year's celebration ever. We go to my brother-in-law's house
Yeah.
and it's him and his wife and their son and the dogs. And we, watch the ball drop in New York on TV and we have champagne and then fall asleep.
You guys don't like bang on pots and pans or anything, or is that like a Midwestern thing?
No, we're too tired. In fact, sometimes we watch the 9 o'clock, the live New York feed, and I'll be asleep before midnight comes around. So,
That's the way to do it.
yeah.
Well, see, we're east, so it just works out for us that we get to watch it at midnight. Well, on to some of the questions about why we wanted to interview you, I guess.
Okay. Why did you want to interview me?
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah.
And now you regret it.
So how did you get into voice acting? What made you want to be an actor?
Well, being an actor was my whole thing. Back in the olden days, I was a stage actress. I did musicals. I, went on tour and little musicals and stuff. I went to college and I got my degree in theater and all that jazz. And, this was way back in the dark ages. And I actually fell into it. People that started, like Wendy Lee was a little bit before me and people like that. They were the same. They were like stage actors. There was no real voice acting career. I mean, there was some like animation, Saturday morning cartoons or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but there was no anime on TV. There was nobody knew what anime was. It was non-existent. There was Speed Racer and Kimba. That's all I knew of
Astro Boy, I think.
Japanese cartoons. So I became a voice actor by accident, by complete accident. I was pursuing stage and commercials and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And a guy that was my husband is Tom Fahn. He's also a voice actor.
Right. We've heard of him.
Yeah. Voice of Agumon and Digimon. Peppermint.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he was working with this guy at a film company and he's been working in post-productions for 1,000 years. And this was like, I don't know, 90, 91, something like that. The guy says, hey, you're an actor, right? I got this project. It's like cartoons from Japan and they want to dub them into English. Would you be interested in doing that? And he's like, a cartoon from Japan?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, yeah, sure. So, and he's like, your wife's an actress too, right? Yeah, let's get her in too. And, blah, blah, blah. So we go and we start, recording these shows like Orgus and Macross and really like old stuff. And it was the first time we recorded, I think Orgus, it was in this place called The Cave, a quote unquote studio called The Cave. That was actually like rocks. There was no soundproofing. There weren't even beeps when we were recording the damn thing. It you would watch the scene once,
Yeah.
and then they would go again, and you would like hope you hit it.
No clicking and dragging your voice over.
And there was no Pro Tools. No,
No.
that did not exist. It was the Wild West of voice acting back then.
So during these wild times, did anything wild ever happen during the job?
No, actually. I mean, other than, well, if you're talking voice acting, no. Other than losing my voice a couple of times, either in a session or after a session, I did a character called Harpymon in an episode of Digimon. You know, you have your regular characters, and then while you're there, they say, can you also do this little role, that little role, whatever?
Right.
And I'm like, yeah. And Harpymon did nothing but go, wait. No word, just that. For 2 hours, I did Harpymon,
Wow.
Oh,
and I lost my voice for a week.
Oh, I
Lost my
bet.
voice for a week.
Shoot.
Not really worth it. But you know, at the time, I didn't know I was going to lose my voice.
Right.
But on stage, though, wacky stuff happens when you're in live theater.
Always.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
We did theater through like middle school, high school. You know, mind you, that was a little while ago. But that was always really fun.
The one really excruciating thing, and I was a complete professional about it, I will say in advance. I was on stage, and we were doing this Hawaiian number. So I'm in this like sarong and skirt thing, and the guy's in a sarong, this big burly dude, and he's supposed to carry me in and set me down on a stool so that we can sing the song. As he set me down on the stool, half my top fell off.
Oh no.
And I just casually pulled it back on. Thank you, world, for sharing in my body.
Applause though, right? You got crazy applause.
Yeah. Woo! Oh my God. That was the worst one.
Yeah, I can imagine. Little wardrobe malfunction for you.
What other kind of stuff do you personally like to nerd out for?
Oh, I mean, I'm one of the original Star Wars nerds of all time. You see Galaxy's Edge right behind me, right?
I did.
Yeah. And we're, you know, just waiting for Mandalorian. Yeah, baby. Second season. And also Star Trek. Basically anything that has Star in the title, you know,
right.
Star Wars, Star Trek. Huge fan. Huge.
So why do you think there's this divide between Star Wars fans and Star Trek fans, sort of?
Because people are stubborn. I mean, come on. It's all sci-fi. It's all great sci-fi.
Right.
Why do you have to like pick a side? Can't we love all? I mean,
I agree with that.
I never understood it, but I also am. I've not really watched Star Trek. We just, you know, I wasn't really raised on it, so it wasn't something I went out of my way for.
J.J. Abrams, man, he brought it back.
Yeah, I will say
God,
the movies
crazy
have
way.
been fantastic. I absolutely loved those.
those
kind
are
of made me
awesome.
want to, like, you know, pick up where other, you know, the older ones and watch some of it. But there's so much.
No,
Oh my
that's,
God,
it's
yeah.
daunting.
that's difficult.
Now,
Yeah.
here's a crazy thing, because I'm a huge Star Trek fan, but you know, I loved Next Generation, even though the first 2 seasons were kind of wonky, but after that it got great.
Yeah.
But somewhere along the line, I loved TNG and I loved Voyager. What a great show! And Deep Space Nine came on, and I you know started watching that too. It's a Star Trek show, and it didn't grab me, and so I stopped watching that. There's a whole 7 seasons of a show of Star Trek that I don't really know.
Right.
And there are fans out there, and they're like, "Oh God, that's my favorite one," and I'm like, "Okay, we're in a pandemic. I'm gonna like try and watch it again now, years later." Still didn't grab me.
Different strokes, man. Different
Still didn't
strokes. I get it. I do. So
Discovery though is great.
right.
Discovery. Wow. wow, that's something.
No, I think we watched it a lot growing up, and then I kind of got to like high school, started doing other activities, and fell out of it. But those movies bring you back in, though. They were so
Yeah, they're so great. I wish they would make another one.
yeah.
It'd be so great. Bring them all
Have
back.
you been had the opportunity to act in any of the voiceover work for Star Wars or Star Trek?
No, I haven't.
Who do we
That's
need
my
to talk to
goal
about
in
this?
life.
Who do we need to talk to? I'll talk to somebody.
Yeah.
We'll send some angry emails.
I don't know. It would have to be someone really high up to talk to Disney to say, "Hey, I want to get this girl in here. She wants to do a VO on your show, right?"
Well, I mean, they've got the whole new the High Republic stuff coming out, over the next couple years, and
Well, there's hope. I mean, I don't see that franchise ending anytime soon.
No.
There's always hope.
So I always like to ask this one question, which is, what type of music do you like? Because I love music.
You love music, huh? What kind of music do you love?
oh, flipping the tables here.
We are pretty eclectic over here. I mean,
Yeah.
I was raised on Clapton and Johnny Cash and Bob
Wow.
Dylan. Now it's more like the Black Keys and Cage the Elephant, but we also listen to a lot of jazz.
And
Little Bird Parker and Glenn Miller was popular in the household.
Man. I actually have a Glenn Miller record downstairs.
Dave Brubeck, so
Oh my God. Oh, we have a lot of jazz in the house. We have a lot of classical because I'm one of those people who gets anxiety sometimes.
Yeah.
And so having classical on just helps me be chill. And I especially love Baroque classical. Like Mozart was my in with classical, but now I love Bach and Telemann and Albinoni and all these people I never knew before.
Being a fan of sort of space themes, do you like Gustav Holst's The Planets?
Yes.
Because that's one of my favorites.
That is fantastic.
That's great. There's there was an episode of Voyager where they had this one, it was Mahler. I think Mahler's Symphony No. 1. They played through it. And I'm like, oh, that's neat. I never heard that one. It was really cool. But
awesome. Always fun, discovering more, especially older and classical songs like that. You listen to one and, I listen to Spotify all the time. So I'll pick a song that I know I really like, throw it on, and it just creates a playlist for me. And half the time I'm like, wait a second, what is that? I need to save this. So, obviously big Star Trek fan, sci-fi fan. Are there any other kind of shows that you kind of just relax to in the evening, just kind of wind down with?
It changes every year. But right now we're watching Schitt's Creek.
Love it.
I don't know if you guys watched that. Oh my God. I had no idea. People have been saying for a long time, you gotta watch Schitt's Creek, you gotta watch it, so good. David, oh my God.
Moira Rose.
Hilarious.
Eugene Levy, his son, Dan Levy, I didn't know how just intelligent he was before that show. It was really well done.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it sounded like a horrible concept when I read the details of it, but then you start watching it, it sucked me in real quick. And me and the wife loved watching.
Oh, it's so fun, so great. The characters are just hilarious. Chris Elliott drives me insane. Oh my God, somebody please put a leash on this guy. But
all his roles.
I like to watch cooking shows too. Food Network, or HGTV. What is the one that I like? Oh, Love It or List It.
We've seen that.
That's nice.
Yeah. I mean, they're relaxing.
Cooking shows are a favorite. My wife and my son, he's 3, he'll be 4, early 2021, and we'll sit down for the end of the night, and he'll be like, "I want to watch Pumpkin Cake Show," so he gets really into it.
Oh, that's fun! I love it.
So, are there any sort of ongoing anime series that you haven't been a part of yet that you'd kind of like to be a part of at some point? Because there's a lot that go on for forever.
So many. I mean, name one. Yeah.
Well, I can name a couple. I think. I mean, even Digimon's still going on to an extent.
Digimon. Well, I've been in every single Digimon series.
Yeah.
You know, all the way through, and the Adventure Time movies. I think the only movie I was not in is the Last Kazuna or whatever, Last Evolution Kazuna. I was kind of bummed about that, but you know, Lilymon wasn't in everything, and Tai was grown up enough that you're not going to see his mother.
Right.
So basically, I'm just like out. But it was, I don't know if you guys are Digimon fans or if you saw the movie, but my husband, who plays Agumon, we watched it, and it got to the end, and oh my God, we were almost crying. It was like so emotional at the end.
I haven't seen the new one. I've actually, I'm a little guilty. I haven't actually watched Try yet either. I need to.
We just watched the Digimon movie again recently. Literally have not seen it since it came out in like 2000 or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And was that my God.
Was that done by Hosoda?
It was Saban, right?
I mean, the director. I couldn't remember.
No, we were directed by, I don't know who the Japanese director was, but we were directed by.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The Japanese director.
Like Jeff Nimoy and Bob Buckles and whoever else was directing at that time. Yeah. But Jeff and Bob also did the script, the adaptation. And they're the ones who are responsible for Ty's mom being such a terrible cook. the onion juice and the spinach brownies and liver shake, that was them. So I appreciate that so much, because I saw that script and I'm like, oh yes.
It took me a while to find that on DVD. Actually, I had to search for that one. What? Okay, I lost it. I had something and I lost it almost immediately. That's fantastic.
Not derailed. Oh well.
So, it's like doing the aisle dance at the grocery store, except virtually.
Go ahead, sir. Please, by all means.
I was just going to say, you know, you've played a lot of characters. You've talked about how you play a lot of like mother figures and stuff. Is there a particular style of role you prefer to play over, you know, the others?
Well, now that I've been doing it for like 1,000 years, I guess I do like doing the moms, and I've played so many different ones. Like I was saying, one of the early shows we did was called Super Dimension Century Orgus. We just called it Orgus. And I played this character named Shia, and she wasn't, you know, an actual mom because they were on this like spaceship or whatever, but she was the mom figure. Right. From day one, they were casting me as moms because I didn't have a little voice like this. You know, I mean, could do that, but you have Sandy Fox, and she talks like that normally. So, they said, oh, well, your normal voice is the mom. You play the mom role. So, you know, all right, I am the mom.
There you go. I remember what I was going to ask.
Oh, yeah, what?
How different does an anime look when you guys get it to when you guys release it to the American audience? Do you guys change the music? Do you guys change the sound effects, or is it just the voices?
No. It's mostly just the voices.
Yeah.
We just replace all the voices through the entire episode, the entire series. Sometimes, but not always, they'll re-record the intro song and the outro song, so it's in English.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it's, you know, all the rest is Japanese. All the M&E, usually the songs are left in Japanese. Yeah. It's just the voices.
Okay. All right. I wasn't sure.
One thing that I always like to know, you know, especially for people who've been doing this for a long time, who was the first person, or, you know, somebody that you met for the first time that you truly geeked out over after getting into the voice acting career? Or we can simplify. Who
I don't-
do you geek out over when you meet them?
If I were to meet them, it would be Mark Hamill. And here's the problem.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
He has actually worked at a studio that I used to work at a lot. Now everything's remote.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But a couple of times I came in for my session and he had just left like maybe 15 minutes before.
Oh.
And I'm like, God.
No, I'm showing up 20 minutes early from now on.
I know. They're 20 minutes early. Yeah. When they, allow us to come back again. Right now, my studio is like, 15 feet from me over here. So
Right.
That's it.
How's that going for you?
It was really tough in the beginning because I didn't have a studio ready to go when the pandemic hit and all the studios closed. Then, they were like reaching out to everybody. Who has a studio? Who has a studio? How can you upgrade your home space to be able to record from home? And I'm like, okay. The space that I record my auditions in is not good for recording actual, anime in.
Right.
So I had to like take this one little coat closet that we have and like get rid of half the stuff and put that foam stuff on the walls and above my head.
Soundproof it.
Yeah, and find something that was like high enough for my laptop and a mic and a pop filter because I never had all that stuff. I just had my little recorder mic that I have in my little quiet place. It sounded really good for that. Yeah. So, and of course, also my laptop died. So then I had to shell out more money for a new laptop. I mean, it took me like at least a couple months to get up to speed. And I know for a fact I lost out on one job for sure because I wasn't ready. Yeah, it sucked. So now it's fine. Now it's okay.
Yeah.
But
has it gotten better? Do you plan on doing any work from home afterwards, or do you think you'll just flip back?
I will switch back as soon as possible. I am not an engineer, people. I'm just an actor. Now I have to like be aware of the levels and that has to be it for me. Or I have to save that at 24. Just so much. I can't. Oh my God.
Oh, so they passed off some of the technical stuff onto you guys as well.
All of it.
Oh, geez.
And so so it was very hard at the beginning. Remember everything I had to do and keeping track of that. Oh, and also I have to act. Okay, right.
How are you taking direction during all this?
Some people use Session Link. Some use what is the other one? Source Connect. And Zoom and whatever. Usually it's like Source Connect and Zoom. Yeah. And they'll have the video of whatever it is that I'm recording on Zoom. They'll be talking to me in Source Connect, and I'll have my script up on this side.
Yeah.
And then I have to put Audacity down. I have to organize everything. So
right.
I can see the video and my script and my Audacity. It's like insane.
Oh, geez.
And that's not to take into account if you get a lag in the video or something while you're recording.
God, no. Well, okay. So I also have to do a hard line from an Ethernet.
Yeah.
I can't be wireless. And here's another reason why I couldn't work at the beginning. Realized that our internet speed was like 6.
Oh, geez. Yeah, you can't do anything on that nowadays.
No, can't do nothing. So I called the company and they're like, oh no, in your area, we can't get more speed. And I'm like, okay, please cancel my service. So then I called around. That's another thing. I had to completely change our internet because it was fine for just normal, but not for recording. So now I got 200.
200's pretty good. That's double what I have. So
yeah, they
220.
Around here they don't hardly even offer below 100. They won't even let you go lower than that.
Yeah.
Because I tried because I'm a cheapskate, No, that's okay. So what up and coming voice actors do you enjoy watching, or do you think other people should be paying attention to? Because we always like to be able to find new stuff coming out and new people to follow.
Wow. I mean, there are so many really talented young voice actors right now.
Yeah, we're discovering that.
Yeah.
Good God, people.
Yeah, stop. We
can't keep up.
Some of these guys need the work.
I know. Well, Ryan Colt Levy comes to mind. He's a really good voice actor, games and stuff. And Deneen Melody also. She's got one of those really high-pitched, cute voices. I mean, she could do stuff too. Like we both worked on the same game recently, and she was doing one of those cutesy voices, and I was doing an evil mom. So you know what I mean? It's great, and they're just so many. I can't even. Lots.
That's fair. That's 100%.
Has Digimon
fair.
Does Digimon bring in a lot of new people for the show? Or is it mostly
a few? It was mostly as many of the original cast as they could get.
Right.
See, I love that.
People want to hear that voice that they've been hearing their whole life.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they had to replace some people. I don't know why. Maybe 4. I think there were 4 characters that I realized, hey, wait, they weren't in that before. What? Why? I don't know. But they did a good job. They did a great job, actually, but it wasn't the original voice. But I don't think a lot of people were too ticked off by that. Because it was a long time ago. And some people might not even be doing voiceover anymore. Who knows? I don't know the reason.
Right.
But like Joshua Seth, who came back as Tai, like for, everything.
Yeah.
He had not been doing voiceovers for like 10 years, 15 years.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And they brought him back for this. And he's like, okay, yeah, Tai, I'm back.
Why not? Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Out of all the characters you've done, you've done a ton of video games like Fire Emblem, with Mercedes.
Oh, yeah.
You have, some of the classic animes, well, classic to us, I guess. Some of the early ones, Rurouni Kenshin, Trigun.
Oh, yeah.
Out of all the characters that you've done, is there one particular one that you relate the most to?
Yeah. I think Meryl from Trigun.
Yeah. I love Trigun.
I played, like you said, so many different characters. And, you relate to each one of them in a different way. You kind of have to if you're playing them. But Meryl was the easiest one. I mean, I felt like she was the most like me personality-wise at the time. I don't know if it's true now. But it was just very easy. It was like, oh my God, this character is me, kind of, She was like, focused on what she had to do, but she was completely wacky. And, I mean, Meryl was great. I love her. I wish there was another season of that show.
Same here. I was glad they did the movie because I was super excited to get more content. I just want more content.
Yeah.
See, we have, the mindset of the older animes, and even with newer ones, like 26 episodes is like perfect to get your full story and everything. But at the end of it, you still want more. You always want more.
Yeah, some of our favorite, actually, like we have our top like 5 sort of list, and almost all of them are 23 episodes or 26 episodes between Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, Ed. They all did like 2 Japanese seasons, and then that was it.
I was in that one too.
Yeah. Like, so we're gonna let you like intro, because like the interview kind of comes in like halfway into the show, and we're wondering if you would want to intro your show, and we can just cut it out and throw it at the beginning. And just sort of your name, a voice that you like to do, the character name, voice that you like most, maybe, I guess, and then just say you're listening to what's the name of our thing here?
2 dads and a podcast.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So you can do it in voice, not in voice. It doesn't matter to us. So So, however
right.
you like to do it.
This is Dorothy Fahn, also known as Lilymon Flower Cannon, and you're listening to the Two Dads and a Podcast. Is that it?
Yeah. That's what we do here.
Hey, this is Tired Dad, and you've been listening to the Two Dads and a Podcast interview series. For more content, like and subscribe to this channel. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitch, and everywhere podcasts are available. To help us bring you more of these amazing interviews, you can support us on our Patreon. Just follow the links below, and thanks for watching.